PNC News First is presented by the Bank of Guam, the People's Bank. Pizza Hut, we're taking pizza to where it's never been before. Taco Bell, the only place where you live Moss. Colgate, the #1 brand recommended by dentists. And IT&D.
PNC News First, broadcasting live in high definition from Tumon, Guam, on KEQI and KTGM, and on KPPI on Saipan. Here is your PNC News team.
Half a day and good evening. You're watching PNC's News First. We're live from Broadcast Center Acanta. I'm Roselle Reyes. Thanks for tuning in. Topping your news first tonight. Was the release of CBD products initially seized by the Guam Customs and Quarantine Agency per orders from Adaloop premature? Stakeholder agencies have expressed concerns over their release during yesterday's informational briefing at the legislature. PNC's Joycelyn Atalig with more on the story.
In the absence of formal rules and regulations to monitor the importation and distribution of cannabidiol or CBD products in particular, GovGuam agencies have resorted to referencing the Guam Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, which mirror the federal FDCA, according to Department of Public Health and Social Services Director Linda DeNorsi, whose responsibility it is to enforce the law. And as written in such a law, quote, it is prohibited to introduce or deliver for introduction into interstate commerce any food, including any animal food or feed to which THC or CBD has been added, end quote.
It truly doesn't matter about whether it's hemp, cannabis, or a product. The fact that the Farm Bill of 2018 did not touch FDA's regulatory authority means that our Guam law stands, and these products that are coming in, how do we classify it? Are they a drug? Well, CBD and CBD cannabis products are not approved as drugs. FDA has stipulated in their department's website that food is not approved. Dietary supplements falls into the same thing. What about pet foods? Pet foods, dog biscuits, which was also one of the products that Customs had obtained, are not approved.
The existence of such stipulations that deem the importation of THC and CBD products through interstate commerce illegal seems to incite fear within CQA relative to the free-for-all nature that the executive direction to release all the products seized, as well as orders to refrain from seizing any more, has seemingly bred at our borders.
I'm afraid to see that because we're allowing the products in right now, can you imagine what happens if we have CBD products from China, from the Philippines? Where does it end? When are we going to protect our island? And I know that we have interim guidance that basically says release these things. Right? In a nutshell, that's pretty much what we're being told. I personally disagree because we're doing things that are contrary to what the law is telling us to do.
Whether it be members of Customs and Quarantine, Public Health, the Department of Agriculture, the Office of the Attorney General, or members of the Cannabis Control Board, awaiting federal direction from the FDA seems to be the corroborative rationale at this point. But a time frame to anticipate FDA guidance remains unknown.
We have not been given any date as when they will review these products or when their inspection on these products will be completed. So we just are waiting, or there may not be any response at all. So if there isn't any response, then we don't take any action as far as we're concerned.
Joycelyn Atalig, PNC News.
The government of Guam has sold its general obligation bonds to fund the much-needed new trash cell at the Luzon landfill. According to the governor's fiscal team, Guam's offering was extremely well received in light of the heavy volume of trading of about $7 billion when the Guam bonds were floated. The proceeds of the bonds will be used to fund $30 million in project costs payable over a 12-year period. Because of the good market reception to Guam's offering, initial interest rates were reduced by 25 basis points, and the bond sold at a true interest rate of 3.25%. Reacting to the news, Governor Lulian Guerrero told the Patty Arroyo Show on Newstalk K57 that the interest rate that the Guam bonds got was a really good rate considering the rising interest environment.
I'm very proud of our team. I think we did a good job in presenting, and it's a good savings for our administration and our government in terms of debt service. So we're saving about, I think, close to about $160,000 a year.
According to the fiscal team, the offer was oversubscribed by 12.9 times, which means that the demand for the bonds far outstripped the supply. Bureau of Budget Management and Research Director Lester Carlson said 23 firms participated in the sale, and of these, 10 firms placed orders for the entire issue. Carlson also mentioned that potential investors asked about the current BPT tax, which he said could be a funding source.
I think we did like 17 calls with investors to be able to, answer any questions that they had with respect to where we are this year, as opposed to the budget. And of course, we're tracking above. Out of the calls that we had, we had a significant number. I want to say at least 10. That asked about the BPT. And yes, there was a sunset originally. It was only supposed to last until the end of fiscal 18.
Right.
The legislative will prevailed, and that 5% BPT was extended to this fiscal year. And the governor's executive budget request basically extends that BPT at 5%, forward, because Patty, that's a $60 million fund source.
According to the governor, the good reception given to Guam's bond offering demonstrates the confidence investors have in her administration and Adelupe's commitment to fiscal discipline, including the maintenance of the current business privilege tax. Keeping our eye on crime, accused murderer Brandon Michael Acosta appeared in court this morning to answer to new charges in the brutal slaying of Tamika Nauta. This after DNA evidence revealed that the 15-year-old was also raped. PNC's Jolene Tovis with more.
The wheels of justice may at times be slow, but they are turning, as 1 year later results from DNA evidence sent to the Federal Bureau of Investigations confirmed suspicions that Nauta was raped. At the arraignment hearing, Acosta pled not guilty. The pleading garnered outrage from Nauta's family.
You're not guilty, but then you confessed. So confess that you're guilty and take your punishment. I still want you to suffer. My family's still hurting. We're hurting. We're going to hurt for a long time. And there's no such thing as closure. None at all. Because closure, we cannot bring her back. We can't even talk to her. We can't even hug her. For anybody has a child, they've done this too. It doesn't matter. Anybody, any family, doesn't matter. You cannot bring that person back. And then for you to say that you're not guilty. You're guilty. We all know it. You confessed it.
The new charges weighed against Acosta include charges of first-degree criminal sexual conduct, second-degree criminal sexual conduct, third-degree criminal sexual conduct, and use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony.
And these new charges, you say your demons are absolved? You did not admit to that. You did that horrendous thing to her? And you still say you didn't mean to? Yes, you meant to, because you had the intention, you had that evil in your heart already that night. You came over and you hurt our family. What you did was wrong. Repent. Take your punishment. Don't try to lay it on because you were on drugs. That's still your fault.
On June 16, 2018, the teenage girl was discovered by family members murdered in her Dededo home. Upon his arrest 4 months later, GPD spokesman Sergeant Paul Tapao stated that Acosta allegedly confided in an individual that he committed the crime. Tapao said, quote, "During the course of the interview, Brandon Acosta had admitted his involvement in the death of Tamika Nauta." End quote. Court documents state that Acosta told police, quote, he went into Nauta's room, which was dark, and that Nauta was startled and that he made a mistake, adding that killing Nauta was not his intention. Following this admission, Acosta said that after praying, he believes his spirit has been set free since he has confessed his sins. However, as the family points out, he made no mention that he raped the teenager.
You know, God tells us to forgive. It's hard right now. It's hard because we can't see her. We can't hug her. Can't give her a kiss. She's not there to talk to us. She's not there at all. And we'll never see her again. She'll be in our hearts and our memory. But it's not the same as you guys being in front of me. It's not the same. Every day we think about her and what we've truly lost. We lost an amazing person. You don't deserve to be dead. You know why? Because you're dead, you don't feel anything. I want you to feel every pain that we are going through as a family. I want you to feel the suffering that we are going through and will be going through. You have children? Think about that, what you just did to your own family.
The plea of not guilty raises the question, is Acosta hoping for a plea deal?
If he didn't have a conscience, that's possible. But if he had a conscience and he truly feels regretful and remorseful about what he did, he would plead guilty and just take it. Take what you did wrong.
Jolene Toves, PNC News.
A hearing has been set for July 25th in front of Superior Court Judge Vernon Perez. Gerald Wayne Cruz II may have gotten off on animal cruelty charges the first time he was indicted, but the government is going after him again in hopes that this time the charges stick. Not guilty, that is how Cruz pleaded in court this morning when answering to allegations that he was the gunman in a string of animal shootings in Jigo last year. He is facing 2 counts of animal cruelty with a special allegation of use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony, 3 counts of possession of an unregistered firearm, and 1 count of unsworn falsification. You may recall earlier this year, Superior Court of Guam Judge Michael Bordallo dismissed the first indictment against Cruz, claiming that the indictment failed to allege that Cruz had cruelly killed the animals. One of his victims was a dog named Pugwa, who was shot mere feet away from his front door. Cruz will appear before Judge Bordallo on July 25th. In court news, 2 men who assaulted a man in Anigua last month have been indicted by a Superior Court grand jury for murder. Harvey Cancel and J.K. Mikey Sukian were initially charged in court with aggravated assault. However, after it was learned by authorities that the victim in the case died as a result of the assault, those charges have since been upgraded, as a grand jury indictment lists 3 charges against the defendants: murder as a first-degree felony, conspiracy to commit aggravated assault with the special allegations of use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony, and aggravated assault as a second-degree felony are now the charges levied against Sukian and Cancel. It was on June 29th that the 2 men ganged up on the victim, identified in court documents as Maverick. Police have since identified the victim as Santer Sukin, further stating that the autopsy revealed that he died as a result of blunt force trauma to the head. His death ruled a homicide. Court documents indicate that Sukin was struck with a metal pipe by Sukian, while Cancel kicked and punched the victim in the face and head. Up first in court was Cancel. However, there appears to be a conflict of interest as a court-appointed attorney has represented Sukian in another case and motioned to withdraw. His next appearance is July 31st at 2 p.m. Meanwhile, Cancel pleaded not guilty in the case. He will appear August 1st before Judge Arthur Barcinas. The brother of the retired police officer and FBI task force agent who has been implicated in jury tampering in the federal case involving the second trial of Juanita Moser and Raymond Martinez has signed a plea agreement fessing up to the crime. William Tapasya Mantanotnya is the brother of former law enforcement officer John Boom Mantanotnya, who is the main suspect in the federal jury tampering case. Boom was hired by the defense of Moser and Martinez as an investigator, but it appears that he did more than investigate. Instead, court documents state he coerced jurors in hopes of swaying the verdict. While Boom is headed to trial, his brother William has taken a plea deal, pleading guilty to obstructing justice by endeavoring to influence a juror, which carries a maximum sentence of 10 years incarceration. As part of the deal, the second charge of making a false statement will be dismissed upon sentencing. That is, if William cooperates and testifies against those involved, which means he will have to testify against his brother. Meanwhile, a hearing set for Boom this morning was taken off the calendar. No date of a next appearance has been set. Don't go anywhere, more news after this.
Yo, Jay, you sure you want to be washing your car right now, man?
Not now, Kev. I'm washing Betsy. And she has to be spotless, bro.
Clouds are coming in fast.
It looks fine to me. Look again. It looks fine, Kevin. It looks fine.
You know what makes more sense than Guam's weather? Using your Bank of Guam credit card at any Shell station to save 6% on gas purchases. Call, click, or visit for more details. Make more sense. Bank of Guam, the People's Bank. Member FDIC.
The summer of Jeep, Compass, Cherokee, Wrangler, Cars Plus in Mighty. Your new adventure starts now. Buy the 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the year and get a new Jeep Wrangler Sport for $268 per paycheck. Or get a new Jeep Compass Sport, only $167 per paycheck. Let them hear you coming in the new 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Buy for $205 per paycheck. And get financing as low as 1.99% on all Jeep models. Come see why you'll be kicking it at Cars Plus in Mighty. Driven by you.
Welcome back to News First. As the clock ticks until the weekend, 3 people have been selected to lead the Liberation Parade. PNC reporter Amanda Dedicatoria has more.
With just days away from the diamond anniversary of the island's liberation from the occupation of Imperial Japanese forces, 3 World War II survivors have been chosen to lead Sunday's parade as Grand Marshals. At just 12 years old, Roman Leon Guerrero Canata was forced to undergo 3 years of hard labor while separated from his family, when he eventually escaped after the soldiers were distracted by a foreign aircraft. The second Grand Marshal, David De Leon Flores, was one of 15 men ordered by the Japanese to carry ammunition from Manangan to the Army's Jigo Command. At the end of the trek, Flores braced himself for the worst when the group was ordered to descend into a dugout. However, a stray shell from a bombarding ship killed the soldiers at the dugout's entrance, enabling Flores and his group to escape. The last of the local Grand Marshals is Francisca Quintanilla Franquez, who established a language school to teach the island natives how to speak Japanese. With each of these individuals having lived vastly different lives during the occupation, they all serve as a reminder to pay respect to those who lived during such a severe time in the island's history. Amanda Dedicatoria, PNC News.
You can witness the Grand Marshals at the Liberation Day Parade, which will take place this Sunday, July 21st at 10 a.m. in Hagatna. The 75th anniversary liberation of Guam wreath was presented at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Arlington National Cemetery in honor of the island's liberation. For the first time in the history of these ceremonies, Congressman Michael San Nicolas said military honors were preceded with Chamorro honors in a blessing led by guest of honor and master chanter, Señor Frank Rabon. In a statement, San Nicolas described the event as deeply meaningful and that it was a true honor for Rabon, as a spiritual leader of the Chamorro, to be the guest of honor presenting the wreath on behalf of the people. CNMI Congressman Kilili Sablan also joined San Nicolas in their official capacities as members of Congress, representing the people of Guam and the Marianas. During the event, the Arlington Old Guard defenders of the tomb played taps in honor of the fallen, but never forgotten heroes. All in all, San Nicolas said the ceremony was a powerful tribute to a powerful history shared and the ultimate sacrifice. For this week's Take Two Coming Attractions, Tony Watley II tells us all about the highly anticipated remake of the Disney classic, The Lion King.
Now there's a technology that's lighting the way.
Take Two Coming Attractions is brought to you by Pizza Hut. We're taking pizza to where it's never been before, and Bank of Hawaii.
Have a day, and welcome to Take Two Coming Attractions, where I inform you of the latest films hitting the cinemas. I'm Tony Watt II, and not again, why another Disney remake? It's a Disney remake, yeah. There's only one major film coming out this weekend, and I'm pretty sure you all know what it is at this point. It's the Disney live-action CGI remake of the 1994 Disney animated classic, The Lion King. So The Lion King 2019 is a remake of The Lion King 1994 and tells the exact same story as The Lion King 1994. Now, I've made it no secret how I personally feel about Disney live-action remakes. I don't care for them. The Dumbo remake was a bore, I didn't see the Aladdin remake, and I definitely do not plan to see this Lion King remake. But to give the film its props, it does look visually impressive. The CGI looks phenomenal. I love the cast. I think Donald Glover was a perfect choice for Simba. I think Beyonce is an excellent choice for Nala, and I hope that they do justice for that character because she was such a bore in the original. Hopefully in this remake, she's a more dynamic, fascinating character. And if you're gonna get Beyonce to voice her, you better do something with that character. So yeah, the cast is good, the visuals look great. I'm sure it's gonna be a fine film. I just don't care to see it. If you wanna see it, more to you, go check it out. You might actually enjoy it more than I do. I know for a fact some people enjoyed the Aladdin remake while I didn't care for it. So if you want to check it out, by all means, please go check it out. It looks like it's gonna be a fun time. It's a good family film. It's a Disney film. It should turn out to be good. That'll do it for me today, but if you'd like to see more from us, be sure to stop by our YouTube channel at youtube.com/smgguam. This has been Take Two Coming Attractions. I'm Tony Watt II, and I'll see you at the movies.
Thank you, Tony. Now we go to the local weather forecast.
Hafide and welcome to your local weather forecast. I'm Ayana Shed. Thanks for tuning in. Now to check on our weather for tonight, not much has changed as mostly cloudy skies with isolated showers and thunderstorms persist. Lows are at 79 degrees with gentle east winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. However, good news, weather is expected to clear up a bit by tomorrow as the monsoon trough that stretched across the Marianas the last few days has moved south of Guam. So we're getting back to that summer heat and a whole lot of sunshine tomorrow. With all this sun, we should expect afternoon highs to spike up to around 89 degrees. So be sure to stay hydrated as heat and humidity will be high on Thursday. Our daytime winds persist at gentle speeds with our lows at 79 degrees. Showers have become more isolated as well as thunderstorms, so heavy rain is not expected. For mariners, there are no advisories at this time. Swell and sea heights continue to decrease the next few days. And that wraps it up for your local weather forecast. Enjoy the rest of your evening and don't forget to tune in every weeknight for more updates. Adios.
Now there's a technology that's lighting the way to a new mortgage for people all across Guam. Introducing Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii, Hawaii's leading lender. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii lets you apply for a home loan anytime from any device, making the mortgage and refi process faster and easier. Or work hand in hand with one of our residential loan experts. So put the power of choice and control in your hands. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii. Welcome to tomorrow.
Cool, dip, pop, like it's your J-O-B. Cheesy Bites Pizza from Pizza Hut is back, people. Time to go to work on them before they're gone. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home with an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso irresistible fragrance.
Hapare Guam sports fans, welcome to PNC Sports First. I'm Leo Paimo, your Guam sports guy. On this week before Liberation Sunday, let's quickly get into your Wednesday sports. To the Astumbo Gymnasium we go for GYBA Under 14 basketball, a family affair. That's right, there's the baby right there. Imperial Gold in black waving to PNC Sports. They've got the next game, Yellow Jackets, with Coach Nick Wilson. He's been with the Yellow Jacket program for 4 years. To the highlights we go. Yellow Jackets number 21, Vaughn Assumption with the miss, but number 5, Jay Vellante with a put-back basket. Yellow Jackets working the ball now. To the far side, it's number 4, Kenshin Samorton to the rack for the finish. Wolves with the ball now, and number 4, Samorton with the steal. He gets it to number 8, Rodney Moises. That's 2 points for Moises. Moises again, this time going coast to coast on the fast break, and the lane is wide open for the basket. Wolves finally get a basket here. Number 3, Cohen Camacho misses, but 31, Ethan Crisostomo is there to follow up. He scores, and then all of a sudden the stinging Jackets start missing. There's one miss. There's another one. There's another one. That's 3, 4. Here comes number 5, and then finally, it's 0-0 El Piso Orichiro to get it in. Orichiro again, straight in for another basket. Wolves get the ball back to number 31, Crisostomo, and he does it again. Another point for him. Orichiro scoring at will. Another layup for him, and Jay Vellante would end the game with the last bucket. Nothing but net. Yellow Jackets blue over the Wolves, 75-17. Orichiro with game-high 19 points. Here's Orichiro and Coach Wilson and their take on the GYBA Summer League.
It's good. I like it. It keeps me out of trouble and stuff. I feel proud of myself and my teammates because we played hard and we played how we're supposed to play, and we followed what our coach said.
GYBA's been great. I've been the coach for 4 years.
What do you think of the game tonight?
Oh, great game. Good defense, good offense, good ball movement. Still got a little more work to do, a little less turnovers. Overall, I give him an A- on the game.
What do you think about your guy, Piso?
Piso's a very athletic player. Sky's the limit for him. He keeps working hard in the gym. I see him going forward, definitely Division I material.
Now to the next game, Imperial Gold in black and Mavericks in white, and number 21, MJ Pelias with the pump fake and the basket. Scores for Imperial. MJ's parents must have been a Jordan fan. Imperial now picking up the defense. Number 14, Ethan Masugi with the steal and the basket. More Imperial defense. Number 5, Malcolm Lim, another steal. He wants to score, and Lim gets the friendly roll. Mavericks Peter Maldo now out on the break. Maldo pulling up with the banker. 2 points for him. Imperial Gold in full control of this game as they get the 41-19 win over Mavericks Blue. And that's going to do it for sports on this Wednesday. For PNC Sports First, I'm Leo Paimo, your Guam sports guy. Thanks again for watching.
Taco Bell's nacho fries are already gold. Now, turn up the heat with the new Steak Reaper Ranch fries. Loaded with steak and drizzled with the fiery heat of the Carolina Reaper Ranch sauce. Taste this red-hot remix, now serving at a Taco Bell near you.
At Pat's Tinting and Detailing, you can liberate your car or truck with the Liberation Auto Detailing Special. A premium 3M wax, deep shampoo, vinyl leather protectant, headlight restoration, and tire shine. Head on down to Pat's Tinting and Detailing today. Located along Marine Corps Drive in Upper Tumon across GTA. Call Pats at 647-SLAM today.
Before we go, there is still time left to register for Canopies on Parade, Sorensen Media Group's annual canopy decorating contest that takes place during the Liberation Day Parade. To participate in this year's competition, simply register at our office at the Acanta in Tumon, Monday through Friday between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Or you can download the registration form at pacificnewscenter.com and make sure to submit it before 12 noon on Friday, July 19th. The winner will receive a total value of $500 in cash and prizes. So come on down and register. That's it for us tonight. Have a good night.